Welcome everyone, and why we didn't adopt a child until now. If you know me or you don't know me, I just made a video about me being an antinatalist. I never wanted to bring my children to life because it's a confusing experience filled with suffering and end with death. I got to know later on that I'm an antinatalist. But I always knew that I wanted to adopt a child. So in this video I'm going to share with you how come we are now married for 10 years and we didn't adopt a child, and why I wanted to adopt a child in the first place. I'm Theresa Khalil, a writer, a documentary filmmaker, and on this channel I share my stories, my documentaries, and my unique view. The first reason why I wanted to adopt a child is Don Bosco. If you don't know who is Don Bosco, I made a video about him on this channel and it's English subtitled. So I happen to be in a school called Maria Auxilia Trici in Egypt, and this school is very unique. We have been learning about Don Bosco a lot in that school because it's a branch from Don Bosco, but for girls. We were all the time singing to Don Bosco, talking about Don Bosco, reading about Don Bosco. We had stickers of Don Bosco to put on our clothes. And there was a lot of stories about Don Bosco. So what did Don Bosco do? Don Bosco found children in the street and he took them and he made them learn a skill in Don Bosco schools. And that's how he changed their lives, and they had a positive impact on the society. Don Bosco schools are all over the world and they are famous for giving skills. So you go to learn a skill. So as we were singing to Don Bosco the whole time in Italian, Salve Don Bosco Santo, tu giovane nel cor, guarda il mondo muore, nova c'è l'amor. Quanti giovani smarrite, quanti giovani dove andar, quanti giovani sperdute, tarararararara. And so I started thinking, okay, I love this idea. Those children who are in the streets, and Don Bosco took them and gave them a skill. I would like to do the same, but I will give them more than a skill. I started as, I was at the time maybe 13 years old. I started drawing my, I don't know, institution or something, and how it will have like 5 stars rooms and tennis courts and swimming pools and all that for the children who are in the street. And I always thought that when I grow up, I would become very rich. So, but as this didn't happen yet, I started year after year to think, okay, maybe I can't have a lot of children, but maybe I can just have one child and give him a better life. So that was the first reason. The second reason why I wanted to adopt a child is that when my mother died when I was 26 years old, I was devastated and I was hoping that someone would adopt me. Yes, I was 26, but I felt the need to have someone who cared for me and connect with. And I was thinking at the time, maybe someone or a couple who are in their 60s, maybe they can adopt me and I can also enrich their lives. I'm a very good girl, you know. And I know that in Canada, they did similar project where they connect the students who are foreign students who are newcomers to Canada. They connect them with the people who are retired, and they meet every Sunday, for example, and exchange news and how, like, for the student to learn about the country and for the people who are retired to have something to look forward to. The third reason why I wanted to adopt a child was that I wanted to save one child. You know, I have a friend who just told me recently about her relatives who adopted a child and how that the child was 3 years old. The first time he saw the street was when they adopted him. So definitely living in a place like that, and I was living in a similar house at some stage of my life for what do you call it, for girls who are living far from their parents, something in Egypt. And it wasn't fun, you know. There is no privacy, you don't have your own, it's not a normal life. like when you have your parents and you have your own stuff. And so I would like to adopt a child to give him this life. The fourth reason why I want to adopt a child is I want to see life through his eyes. He's a newcomer. I'm sure he has a lot of questions, a lot of things to discover, and it will be exciting for me to relive life through this child's eyes. So this is why I wanted always, since I was a child, to adopt a child. Okay, so why we didn't adopt a child yet? We are now this year, it will be 10 years of marriage, and we didn't adopt a child. After I came from the honeymoon, I started researching and looking into it, and I found a lot of information for Americans. So it seems that in America, adoption is so common or so popular, and people do it whether from inside America or they adopt international children from all over the world. And there are a lot of agencies that can help with that, and there is a lot of information for Americans. But for us, my husband is Croatian, I'm Egyptian, I couldn't find any information about how to do that. In 2015, I went to Egypt and I was telling one of my friends, hey, how about adoption? I want to adopt a child. And she told me, whispering, uh, maybe you need to prepare money and we can find a woman who sell you her child. So she was talking to me as if I'm going to commit a crime not to adopt a child, because in Egypt it is not so common. First of all, of course, Egypt is a Muslim country, and adoption is not allowed. It's forbidden in Islam. So there is something else called kafala, and kafala is that you can take care of the child, but you don't give him or her your name. So he will always not be part of your family. They are changing this now, so they made it possible to keep the child name, but you can give him your name as well. But it is super complicated to adopt in Egypt because, of course, the country is divided according to the religion, and you need to be, I don't know how they classify the religions of the children, and I don't know, so it's just complicated. Another thing we were talking about was international adoption, and my husband wanted a child from Mongolia because he thought they are the smartest. And for me, I thought of Ukraine because it's nearby, and that was even before the war, that it would, like, there were a lot of children who needed someone to take care of them. But I just didn't know how to do it, and also international adoption cost a lot of money and we couldn't afford it, because I got to know that you need to pay a chunk of money to get a child. Then we thought about Croatia, of course, and I got to know that adoption in Croatia is very slow. It takes a lot of time, and I think there is only about seven children adopted every year. But although I was hearing that, I just didn't care, and I thought, okay, when I feel the time is right, I'm going to do it. But things were always coming in the way. So, for example, I was always trying to improve my Croatian language because, of course, if you adopt a Croatian child, you need to communicate with him in Croatian, and you also attend courses and lectures and all that in Croatian. So I was trying to improve my Croatian language. I came to Croatia when I was 41, so it wasn't the easiest. And also I wasn't stable because I had all the time to renew my residency. It's just last year when I had my permanent residency. So this is the situation. Now my husband started to think that we are all 50 years old. Maybe it is too late for us. I don't believe so. But I think maybe I will look into it and see with my broken Croatian what is possible to be done. So if you have any information about adoption or you have stories, you can share them in the comment. Let me remind you that if you have something on your mind, if you want to share, you want to talk about loudly, without judgment, check my listening sessions. I will leave a link down below, and see you in a coming video.